All right, we're getting ready for the second game here at the February SmackDown down here in Tulsa, Oklahoma. In this game, we have the Air Capital Aces versus the Fort Smith Juniors. Score now is 4-4 as these matches start off. Looks like the Fort Smith Juniors is going to be starting to serve. Served by number 14 on Fort Smith. First point goes to Fort Smith. Score now is 4 for the Aces, 5 for Fort Smith. Number 14 again serving for Fort Smith. It's over, but it is in just barely. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 4 for the Aces, 6 for Fort Smith. .14 serving for Fort Smith. Up by 10, up by 9, over by number 2. And out of bounds on Fort Smith. First point for the Aces. Score now is 5 Aces, 6 for Fort Smith. Number 27 serving for the Aces. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 2, and out of bounds. Point for the Aces. Score now is 6 Aces and 6 Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. Score now is 7 for the Aces, 6 for Fort Smith. Over by number 2. And in the net for Fort Smith, point for the Aces. Score now is 8 for the Aces, 6 for Fort Smith. 27 serving for the Aces. Up by 27, up by 4, over by 10, but it is out of bounds. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 8 for the Aces, 7 for Fort Smith. And serve is no good by number 11 on Fort Smith. Score now is 9 for the Aces and 7 for Fort Smith. Number 2 serving for the Aces. And it's over. Up by 10, up by 9, over by 22. Up by 9. Number 4 gets it up, 9 gets it over. Kill by number 7, I believe, on Fort Smith, and out of bounds on the Aces. Score now is 9 Aces, 8 for Fort Smith. We'll see who's serving here for Fort Smith. Looks like number 22 serving for Fort Smith. Serve is good, up by number 2, up by 27, over by number 9, and not returned by Fort Smith. Score is 10 for the Aces, 8 for Fort Smith. Number 24, nope, we'll see who's serving it for the Aces. Looks like number 3 is coming in for the Aces. She's going to be serving. Number 27 just came out. And serve is good, not returned by Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. Score now is 11 aces and 8 for Fort Smith. Number 3 again serving for the Aces. Up by 24, up by 3, over by number 4. Up by 10, up by 2. 4 gets it over. Up by 24, up by number 3. 9 gets it over. Up by 3 and out of bounds. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 11 for the Aces and 9 for Fort Smith. Number 24 serving for Fort Smith. Good attempt dig by number 24, doesn't quite make it. Point goes to Fort Smith. Score now is 11 for the Aces and 10 for Fort Smith. 24 again serving for Fort Smith. Up by 2 on the Aces. Up by number 3. 24 doesn't quite get it over. Point for Fort Smith. Tie game now, 11 Aces and 11 Fort Smith. .24 serving. Up by 4. Over by 9. 24 pushes it up. 3 pushes it up. 10 gets it over. Up by 2. Up by 3. Tipped over the net by Fort Smith. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 11 Aces, 12 for Fort Smith. And out of bounds on the Aces. Score for Fort Smith, 11 Aces, 13 for Fort Smith. Good dig by number 4. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 11 Aces, 14 for Fort Smith. Up by number 2, up by number 3, bump. Number 9 gets it over, but it is out of bounds. Point for Fort Smith, 11 Aces, 15 for Fort Smith. And a timeout being called. And the Aces returning to the court here. And number 24 serving for Fort Smith, up by 24, up by 3, over by 9. Up by number 2, up by number 4, over by number 2. Tipped over the net, up by 2, and there was some confusion there on the court. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 11 Aces and 16 for Fort Smith. Up by number 4, up by number 3. 10 gets it over. Oh, and the Fort Smith just barely misses doing a kill. Point for the Aces. Score now 12 for the Aces and 16 for Fort Smith. Oh. All right, number 10 serving for the Aces. Ball's in motion. Number 3 gets it over, but it's out of bounds. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 12 for the Aces, 17 for Fort Smith. 7 serving for Fort Smith. And not returned by the Aces. Score for Fort Smith. Number 7 serving for Fort Smith. It's over, but it's out. Point for the Aces. Score now is 13 for the Aces and 18 for Fort Smith.
Let's go, Piper!
And it's over by the Aces. Point for the Aces. Score now 13 Aces and 18 for Fort Smith. Piper, number 9, serving for the Aces. Serve is good, but it's out of bounds. Score for Fort Smith. Score now is 14 Aces, 19 for Fort Smith. Number 17 serving for Fort Smith. All right, 17 serving. Ball's over, up by 10, up by 4, over by 3, but out of bounds. Score for Fort Smith. Score now is 14 Aces and 20 for Fort Smith. Up by 10, up by 3, 2 gets it over. Not returned by Fort Smith, Score now is 15 Aces, 20 for Fort Smith. And number 4 serving for number 4 is serving for the Aces. And it's over, but not returned by Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. Score now is 15 Aces and 20 for Fort Smith. Number 4 serving. Up by, nope, it's not up. Point for Fort Smith. Score now is 21 for Fort Smith, 16 for the Aces. Number 14 serving for Fort Smith, up by 2, over by number 4. And it is out. Point for the Aces. Score now is 16 Aces, 21 for Fort Smith. And on the Aces, number 9 coming in, 24 coming out. 27 is going to be serving for the Aces. Looks like another ball's on the court. And we got to go ahead to serve. 27 serving. Ball's over. Not returned by the Fort Smith. Score now is 17 Aces, 21 Fort Smith. 27 serving for the Aces. Up by number 9. Up by number 4. Over by number 10. And not quite over the net for Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. 27 serving for the Aces. Score now is 18 aces, 21 Fort Smith. Aces are making up some ground here. Ball's over and out of bounds on Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. Score now is 19 for the Aces, 21 for Fort Smith. 27 again serving for the Aces. Out of bounds on Fort Smith. Point for the Aces. Now a 1-point game. Score is 20 for the Aces, 21 for Fort Smith. And a timeout was called. We'll take a short break here. Good, thanks. All right, 27 serving for the Aces. And it's out of bounds. Point for the Aces. Tie game now, 21 Aces, 21 Fort Smith. We'll see who's able to bring it home to get to 25. 27 serving for the Aces. Up by number 2, up by number 4, tipped over by number 2. Up by number 27, up by 4, over by 22. Number 9 hits it over, but it's out of bounds. Point for Fort Smith. Score now 21 Aces, 22 for Fort Smith. Number 11 serving for Fort Smith. And it's over, up by 27, up by 2. Number 9 bumps it over. And number 9 bumps it, but it's out of bounds. Score for Fort Smith, 21 Aces, 23 Fort Smith. Number 11 serving for Fort Smith. And it's over, up by 4, over by 10. And Fort Smith doesn't get it back over the net. Point for the Aces. Score now is 22 Aces, 23 for Fort Smith. Number 9 just came out. Number 27, I believe, came in. All right, number 22 is coming out. Number 3 is coming back in for the Aces. Number 3 is going to be serving. All right, change of who's serving here. Looks like Number 2 serving for the Aces. Number 3 came out. Number 9 came back in. Nope, take that back. They just changed positions. Number 2 serving. Ball's over, up by 2, up by 3, over by 9, and out of bounds on Fort Smith. Score 23-23, tied game again. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 2. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 24, and not returned by Fort Smith. Score now is 24-23. You can feel the excitement out here on the court. Just one more point, we'll end this set. Timeout called by one of the coaches. All right, number 2 serving for the Aces. Up by 4, up by 3. Number 9 gets it over. Not returned by Fort Smith. Score now 25 for the Aces, 23 for Fort Smith. That'll end this set here at the February Fiesta in Tulsa, Oklahoma. We'll take a short break and the next set will start. All right, we're getting back to the second set here in the February Fiesta. We have the Air Capital Aces versus Fort Smith Juniors, FSJ. And the Aces won the first set here, just barely. The Fort Smith gave a good fight. Aces were behind several points, and they were able to make up that ground. Very close game for the first set. All right, number 3 serving for the Aces to start this second set off here. All right, we'll get the set started. Number 3 serving for the Aces. Ball's in motion. Up by number 3, over by number 4. Good up by number 2. Number 3 gets it up. 10 gets it over, but it is out of bounds. Point for Fort Scott. Score now is 4 for the Aces, 5 for Fort Scott. Number 11 serving for Fort Scott. Ball's over and just went by number 24. Score for Fort Scott. Score now is 4 for the Aces, 6 for Fort Scott. Up by number 2. up by 3. Number 9 gets it over. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 4. And it is inbounds, point for the Aces. Score now is 5 for the Aces and 6 for Fort Scott. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Tipped over by Fort Scott, not returned by the Aces. Score now for Fort Scott. Score now is 5 for the Aces and 7 for Fort Scott. Number 22 serving for Fort Scott. Up by 27, up by 3, over by 4. 27 has it up. Oh, just quite missed by the Aces. Score now for Fort Scott. Number 22 serving for Fort Scott. Score now is 5 Aces, 8 for Fort Scott. Up by 27, up by 9, over by 3. Good save by number 9. Up by 4, up by 3. 9 hits it over. Up by 2, up by 3. 24 kills it. Score for the Aces. Score is 6 Aces, 8 for Fort Scott. Number 9 serving for the Aces. Bump by 9. Bump by 2. Oh, but the Aces don't get it over. Score for Fort Scott. Score now is 6 for the Aces and 9 for Fort Scott. Number 25 serving for Fort Scott. And not returned by the Aces. Score 10 for Fort Scott, 6 for the Aces. .25 serving for Fort Scott, up by 27, bumped by 3, over by number 4. Not returned by Fort Scott into the net. Score now is 7 for the Aces and 10 for Fort Scott. Number 27 coming out for the Aces, number 10 coming in. Number 4 is serving here for the Aces at the February Fiesta. Up by number 4, up by number 24, over by number 2. Up by 2, up by 4, over by number 22. Score for the Aces. Score now 8 for the Aces and 10 for Fort Scott. Number 4 is serving for the Aces. And it's over. And the ball's in the other court. Are waiting for a spectator to give it back. Looks like number 7 serving for Fort Scott. Score now 8 Aces, 11 Fort Scott. And it's out on the Aces. Score now is 8 Aces, 12 Fort Scott. And it's out on Fort Scott. Score now is 9 Aces and 12 for Fort Scott. Number 24 serving for Fort Scott. Nope, number 27 serving. Sorry, for number 27 serving for the Aces. Number 24 just went out. Ball's in play. Up by number 9. Up by number 4. Number 2 gets it over. Up by 4. Over by number 2 and in. Point for the Aces. Score now is 10 for the Aces and 12 for Fort Scott. 27 again serving for the Aces. Looks like the serve is good. Up by 27. Up by number 9. Over by number 4. Up by number 9. Up by number 27. And good try by the Aces, but just couldn't get it over the net. Score now is 10 for the Aces and 13 for Fort Scott. Had to go over the other court to get the ball. It's going back over to Fort Scott. And number 12 is serving for Fort Scott. Score now is 10 Aces and 13 for Fort Scott. Ball is over, up by number 27, over, up by 4. Too many hits. Ball goes back to Fort Scott. And timeout's being called here. Nope, sorry, that was for the other team. We are packed in here today, this Tulsa tournament. Number 12 is serving for Fort Scott. Dig by number 9, but it's out of bounds. Point for Fort Scott. Number 12 serving for Fort Scott. Bump by number 9, or dig, sorry. Up by 2, over by 4. Up by 10, up by 22, over by 2. Up by 2, up by 4. Kill by 2, not returned by Fort Scott. Point for the Aces. Score now is 11 Aces and 15 for Fort Scott. Number 2 serving for the Aces. Ball's in play. And it's not returned by Fort Scott. Point for the Aces. Score now is 12 Aces and 15 for Fort Scott. Number 2 again serving for the Aces. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 10. Up by 2, up by 4, over by 9. Up by 4, over by 10. Good save by the Aces. Up by 2. '27 gets it up. 4 bumps it. 22 gets it over. Up by 4, up by 22, over by number 9, right into a hole. Score for the Aces. They're gaining some ground here. Score is now 13 Aces, 15 for Fort Scott. Number 2 again serving for the Aces. Up by 22, up by 9. Over by number 4. Up by number 2, up by number 4. Number 10 hits it over. Up by 9, up by 4. Number 9 tips it over. It's in bounds. Score now is 14 for the Aces and 15 for Fort Scott. Number 2 again serving for the Aces. And it is out of bounds. Point for Fort Scott. Score is now 14 Aces, 16 for Fort Scott. And number 14 is serving for Fort Scott. Up by 2, up by 22, over by 10, but not over the net. Point for Fort Scott. Score now is 14 Aces, 17 Fort Scott. 14 serving for Fort Scott. Up by 2, up by 22, over by 10. And not quite over the net. Point for the Aces. Score now is 15 Aces, 17 for Fort Scott. 3 is coming in, number 22 is coming out. 27 is coming out, and number 24 is coming in for the Aces. 3 is serving for the Aces. And not returned by Fort Scott. Point for the Aces. Score now is 16 Aces, 15 for Fort Scott. Number 3 serving for the Aces. Out of bounds. Point for Fort Scott. Score now is 16 Aces, 18 Fort Scott. Number 11 serving for Fort Scott. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 9. Fort Scott tries to kill it, doesn't get it over the net. Score now is 17 for the Aces, 18 for Fort Scott. We're within a 1-point game again. Number 10 serving for the Aces. Up by 2, up by 3, over by number 24. Up by 2, up by 3, over by 4. Up by 2, up by 9. And that one is out. That makes it a tie game, 18 for the Aces, 18 Fort Scott. This is going to be very close as we race to 25 here for this second set here at the February Fiesta in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Number 10 serving for the Aces. And it's over, but out of bounds on Fort Scott. Aces pull ahead by 1 point, 19 for the Aces, 18 for Fort Scott. Number 10 again serving for the Aces. And out of bounds, 20 for the Aces, 18 for Fort Scott. And timeout being called here. All right, number 10 serving for the Aces. Up by 2. Oh, and the ball just loses momentum there. Score now is 20 for the Aces, 19 for Fort Scott. It's going to be a very close game here in the second set. Number 22 is going to be serving for Fort Scott. Up by 2, over by 4. Up by 2, up by 4, and not over the net by the Aces. Ties game again, 20-20 here with the Air Capital Aces versus Fort Scott Juniors. 22 is serving for Fort Scott. And serves no good, not over the net. That'll be a point for the Aces. So 21 Aces, 20 for Fort Scott. Number 9 serving for the Aces. Good serve by number 9. 24 gets it up. 3 gets it up, over by number 2. Number 4 gets it over. Number 24 gets it over. Up, bump by 9. Bump by 3. Over by number 24. But it is out of bounds. Tie game again, 21 Aces, 21 Fort Scott. Number 24 serving for Fort Scott. And Aces weren't able to return that one. 21 Aces, 22 for Fort Scott. Just over the net. Up by 10, but out of bounds on the Aces. 23 now for Fort Scott, 21 for the Aces. Timeout being called. Ball's in motion now, up by 2, up by 4. Up by 10, up by 2, gets it over. And the ball is out on Fort Scott. Score now is 23 for Fort Scott, 22 for the Aces. Aces will be serving here. Number 3 is coming out for the Aces. 22 is coming in, and number 4 is going to be serving here for the Aces. Ball's in motion. Up by 4, up by 24. 2 doesn't get it over, point for Fort Scott. Close game here. Number 7 serving for Fort Scott. And it is out. Point for the Aces. 23 for the Aces, 24 for Fort Scott. Number 27 serving here at the February Fiesta for the Air Capital Aces. Up by 4, up by 22, over by 2. Up by 9. Up by 4. Over by 2. Up by 9. Up by 4. Number 10 gets it over in a hole and then out of bounds. Tie game again, 24-24. Number 27 is serving. Next point will be game. Timeout being called. Fort Scott's already out of the timeout, and the Aces are coming out of the timeout. Number 27 serving here. Tie game 24-24. Tensions are high. And the serve is good. And it's out on Fort Scott. The Aces win this set. Score now is 25. Oh, wait, sorry. It's 25 Aces, 24 for Fort Scott. We need to win by 2, so we're going to serve again. 27 serving. Up by number 24. Sorry, up by number 27 previously. Up by 4. Up by 22. Over by number 2. Up by 9. Up by 4. 9 hits it over. Up by 9. Up by 4. Number 2 gets it over, and it's out of bounds. Score now is 26 for Aces, 24 for the Fort Scott, and the Aces win the second set here at the February Fiesta in Tulsa, Oklahoma.